Thank you very much.
Yes. Well, if I can just kind of elaborate on one thing through this whole thing, is that, honestly, how could you trust anything that Lieutenant Jeremy Crone can say? He ran against his boss this last election in order to become the sheriff. And by running, it was very clear in saying that Sheriff Ward was not doing a good enough job, and Crone felt that he can do better.
Well,
That's a pretty clear statement from somebody from inside the sheriff's office saying things are not being done correctly. So, and like Mr. Trost, hey, I get to go through this recall deal as well. So I'll present my statement. Mine was filed on the same date, on the 28th of July, by Andre Bay. And I'll just go through that with you, and I'll provide you with my statements. It states in his statement on the petition recall, Commissioner Pat Hollinger has consistently failed to uphold the responsibilities of his office and has undermined representative government in Curry County. Rather than serving the public, he has pushed divisive, legally questionable policies and empowered an unelected official without lawful authority. Okay, who, what's the evidence on that? I don't have any. Don't know. I come here every single day to, bring accountability, bring transparency back to this county. It's been missing for decades. I'm here. We're playing by the rules. We follow the law, and we're starting to hold others to that as well. So the directives of any other unelected official within the county, I would assume he's talking about our director of county operations. Our county of operations is directed by us. He's not a rogue. He doesn't go off on his own. He's directed by us. And I think he does a very good job in his role. Secondly, in his Mr. Bay's statement, Hollinger supported a takeover of public lands. Takeover of public lands? You mean putting together a stewardship agreement with the USDA and U.S. Forest Service, and in the meantime, holding them accountable for their actions? I would not say that's a takeover of public lands. You can't take over public lands. You could state your jurisdictional authority under the Constitution. That's law. And both of those agencies know that and aware of it. And when I called them out on it, hey, look, now I have a great relationship with them and we're working on a contract together. I wouldn't call that a takeover of public lands. That's incredibly false. And I also proposed defying Oregon's sanctuary laws, moves that could expose the county to serious legal consequences. That's in referring to go ahead, please.
I'm sorry, I have to rewind.
Yeah.
The statement of taking over the public lands. Mm-hmm. And the petitioner is Andre Bay.
well, let me before you carry on. I would actually like to state, for anybody who wants to watch, Andre Bay's public comment on February 5th of 2025, and you could see it from the time is 21 minutes and 26 seconds to 23 minutes and 56 seconds, where he states a call to arms. Yes, a call to arms to take back our federal lands. He calls literally to arms, ammunitions, bodies, D9 dozers to barricade the lands from people coming out, and for us just to go start cutting down trees. Really? And he claims I'm the one who wants to take over public lands? I don't think so. But feel free to review his public comments yourself. You could all be the judge of that.
Yeah, that was what I was.
That's what you had? Okay. All right. I stole your thunder. I'm sorry. So, anyway, Mr. Bay also claims that I propose defying Oregon's sanctuary laws, moves that could expose the county to serious legal consequences. This is also false. This false claim is an intentional misrepresentation to defame my character as well as my actions. During a Curry County Board of Commissioners business meeting on May 5th of this year, I had asked to discuss during that meeting an Immigration and Customs Enforcement draft resolution, which I had been presented for my consideration and discussion within the BOC by a Coos County Commissioner, as it was an item they had been discussing as well. It was never my intention to bring any of this out for any kind of vote or proposal, and it was never brought to vote on, but only for discussion amongst us commissioners during our meeting. And the reason for bringing this up, as stated in that meeting, and you can all go back and review that meeting, the trouble with that is we do have a known cartel presence within our county that traffics drugs and traffics humans. Do we want that in our county? I would say no. I don't think anybody wants that in the county. We want our public to be safe. That was the discussion that we had. And if anybody else also watches the news, there's quite a big push nationally with ICE in our immigration issues within our county. So it would be irresponsible for us to not discuss current situations and for us to not discuss providing any sort of safety that we can to our constituents within the county. So please, you can go back and review our Board of Commissioners meeting, and that one was dated May 7th of this year. Mr. Bay, well, he says here, even more troubling is his ongoing campaign against County Sheriff John Ward, a respected elected official. Hollinger misrepresented evidence to discredit the county sheriff and continues to support our county director of operations, who has interfered with the duties of independently elected officials like our sheriff and tax assessor. I don't know what he means by ongoing campaign. There's no campaign that I have against our sheriff. And I have not misrepresented any evidence. I can only assume that this is in regards to my presenting the transcript from the Oregon Sheriff's Association, where their executive director presented at County College that I attended. County College, if you don't know, it's hosted by the Association of Oregon Counties, and it is sponsored by Oregon State University. It's a 6-month program where we go up there. They do several presentations from several state agencies, as well as other nonprofit groups, and provides elected officials, whether they're commissioners or treasurers or assessors or who else would like to attend, information on how to properly do their jobs, network, and understand all of the agents and how everybody is intertwined and involved together. It's a great education, and it taught me a lot about my role here. And anyways, during that, the executive director for the Sheriff's Association came and had done a presentation, and I recorded it. Well within my legal right to record it. It's a public setting, and anyways, it was something several people within the the class do. They'll record because you were literally shoved a ton of information in a short period of time, and it's nice to be able to have those recordings and go back and listen to them again. Anyways, within that, there was a question and answer session at the end where the executive director of the Sheriff's Association was asked some pretty tough and direct questions from several commissioners from other counties. And honestly, he answered them honestly and truthfully, and they fit within the confines of Oregon state law. I commend him for that. Took a lot of guts to be able to answer some pretty tough questions in that situation. So at our Board of Commissioners meeting, I think that was the 20th, May 20th, I had called Executive Director Svensson from the Sheriff's Association and asked his permission to share that transcript or share the audio. He didn't want me to share the audio, but he said that I could share the transcript of the question and answers session and read that to the public, which I did. And anyways, give it a week after that, I got a...
Can I interject?
Go ahead, please.
So there's a statement about context, right? Out of context?
Yeah, misrepresenting evidence to discredit.
Commissioner Hollinger transcribed the entire conversation. He
Word
didn't
for
cherry
word.
pick. He put every single word that was said in that training, he transcribed so that there couldn't be any taking out of context. So that is a knowingly false statement.
Knowingly false statement. Approximately a week later, the Board of Commissioners received a...
The other thing is, sorry,
Go ahead.
you know what I'm struggling with is the whole thing about like buzzwords like transparency, right? These political words that we all get hung up on, and in the midst of it, you're literally being pushed back because you brought more information to the table. Like the true crux of this is exactly how it was stated earlier. This is not about accountability, transparency, and honesty. This is about because we have provided accountability, transparency, and honesty. That's the motivating factor behind this petition and these petitions. And it's really, really disappointing, especially when we have individuals, high-ranking individuals that we have at high levels of trust positions who are putting these forward in an effort that they know is blatantly false. That is, sorry, it's hard listening to some of this that you're going through. You got.
What was really the most troubling out of this is about approximately a week after I had, shared all of this information with the public at our meeting, the Board of Commissioners received a letter from the Executive Director of the Sheriff's Association as well as the President of the Sheriff's Association, who is the Sheriff of Polk County. And it was essentially a threat, a direct threat to me, stating that I broke the law by recording that presentation. And they stated the ORS, which I don't have on top of my head, but the funny thing is that ORS that they stated in order to try and scare me and intimidate me and to try and silence me is actually the same exact ORS that indemnifies me. So you have sheriffs who are intentionally misrepresenting the law in order to intimidate and silence me from speaking the truth and being transparent to my constituents. That is what is troubling. So they got their responses from us. We did letters back to them as well. And honestly, it is currently being investigated.
And what bothers me a little bit, sorry, I need to go on this a little.
Go ahead,
So
please do.
is the only person that Director Svensson's honest statements at County College The only person that actually affects in a negative way is Sheriff Ward in our declaratory judgment.
That's right.
Because OSSA essentially stated that we were correct in every portion of that lawsuit. And so the only person that truth is inconvenient to is Sheriff Ward.
Right.
And that's what drove that pushback.
Right. For anybody who would like to reference that meeting and that transcript, May 20th of this year, you can pull up and watch the meeting. Mr. Bay also claims that I support our county or director of county operations with interfering with the duties of other elected officials like our county sheriff and our assessor. Again, this is a false assertion as well. He claims that I enable the director of county operations to act without transparency or oversight. This claim is false and lacks any foundational basis. The director of county operations acts upon the direction of the county commissioners. All parties have been transparent with our actions. Again, without any specific evidence from Mr. Bay, this is an intentionally false statement intended to mislead the public and defame my character along with the director of county operations character. Mr. Bay additionally claims that I have deepened public mistrust by appointing my campaign manager slash close friend to a commissioner vacancy, as he calls it, clear cronyism. Here are the facts regarding this intentionally misleading claim. My, quote, campaign manager, Lynn Coker, found and reached out to me very early on to offer his assistance with my campaign. And that's been, well, I guess we've known each other now for almost 2 years. It's September 2 will be 2 years. He volunteered all of his time and efforts, and I never once paid him for his services. He also worked closely with the other commissioners and helped advise them as needed. Needless to say, Mr. Coker was already well versed in county politics and current politics with numerous ongoings within county government. After my successful campaign, Mr. Coker remained a close advisor, not only to me, but to the other commissioners as well. Please note that once the commissioner vacancy became available, we did not appoint Mr. Coker first. We appointed Mayor Isaac Hodges from Brookings. Mr. Hodges ended up deciding to not accept the commissioner appointment. So we opened the commissioner vacancy back up. Mr. Coker again submitted his application for appointment, and then we appointed him as the Board of Commissioners found him to be the most qualified out of all of the applicants.
And that's been proven.
And that's been proven.
You have been an incredible addition and breath of, fresh air of knowledge, and your intelligence just it seeps through. Everybody becomes more knowledgeable and more understanding about what we do because of the way you are able to articulate what you do. But not only do you communicate well, but you take action. And we are 100% made the right choice in that appointment.
So I have all of the evidence in the world to show that Mr. Bay's statements are false and intentionally mislead the public. The statements that he claims defame my character and actions and damage public trust in our local government. I am happy to discuss further and provide any additional statements, documents that I might have, or if anybody else wants. I will give you whatever you want to review, whatever you do want to meet with me. I also want to state this. So this is the prospective petition for recall. I want to read to you the very first sentence on this form. It says, warning, supplying false information on this form may result in conviction of a felony with a fine of up to $125,000 and or prison for up to 5 years. Oregon Revised Statute, that's Oregon law, 260.532, false publication relating to a candidate or a measure. A candidate who knows of and consents to a publication or advertisement prohibited by this section with knowledge or with reckless disregard that it contains a false statement of material fact violates this section regardless of whether the candidate has participated directly in the publication or advertisement. I would very much recommend that our petitioners review the law and review their statements once again. So, again, I will, I'm going to continue doing my job, coming in every day. If you want me to be honest, this doesn't worry me or stress me out one bit. I'm going to continue coming here every day, continue doing my job, hold those accountable, be transparent, do everything I can for this county to make it better, because not only do I live here, my wife, my kids, my friends, other family, my neighbors, all live here. I don't have any self-interest other than I want it to be a better place for everybody to live, and I want to be as responsible as possible for everybody who pays taxes within our county. And I'm going to continue to do that. Thank you.
Thanks, Pat.